okay with them making her black, but changing her name to Hermione Negro seems like a bridge too far.
Fantastic.
I'm not black, but I do have a black soul, so, I think I can take offense on behalf of those people. No, you don't. No one knows. I'm the only one. This is why I have to do art. It's to express myself in ways that the regular human brain and its four-quadranted setup can understand.
We should go down to James Street and paint art on the side of the street.
It's like we're trying to run 80-bit Windows on a 32-bit system. You 2-bit horse 1 jerry can town.
My Windows is 100 bits.
Fucking liar. But art is the name of the game. The name of the game is art. It is not Super Mario Paint, though that is a form of art, but it was a game with a different name, whereas the name of this game is art, but not Garfunkel. Because that's a person. And I learned that the hard way. I tried to study Garfunkel in school. I didn't realize there wasn't a Bachelor of Garfunkel.
There should be.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'll make that. That's what I'll do. That'll be my contribution, You gotta contribute. You gotta make something for the subsequent generations so they can be, and I don't mind if people forget. One day there'll just be someone at, like, Garfunkel school and, they'll be studying away and they'll have their own life and they'll have their own things and they won't spare a thought for the man that came up with that. But it's okay. Because even though my name will be forgotten, my Garfunkel contribution will be complete.
Alright, so today we're going to be drawing some things.
I'm gonna be drawing. You don't walk up to, like, Picasso and go, hey man, look at the drawing we did. Fucking cube you.
Alright, so you're going to be drawing a ho-oh.
What's the name of it?
Ho-oh.
You haven't had a stroke, have you?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's called ho-oh.
A ho-ho?
Ho-oh. Ho.
Who?
O. H-O-O-H.
Oh. Ho-ho. Ho-oh?
Ho-oh.
Like Santa, ho-ho.
Yeah, well, no. Ho.
No.
O. It's ho, and then the ho is reversed, so it's an O.
Ooh. Ooh. I can draw this.
Okay.
I can draw anything. I'm a fucking artist. Like Botticelli. He mostly drew fat chicks. But he liked them, so he called them diabetes. I don't know what you want to do with all that, really, but I suppose it must be like fucking a big giant titty. Imagine if, like, a nipple had a face on it that could yell at you for not finding it attractive. That's fat chicks. Good job, you blubbernauts. What have I got to draw now? Fat chicks. No. Hoo-ho. Hoo-ha. That's a vagina term. That gets used by religious people who are scared of saying vagina. I'm not scared of saying vagina. I think you say vagina. Vulva's a nice word. I'm gonna draw a vulva.
Ho-oh.
Ho-oh. Ho-oh. Ho-oh! Okay. So, let's see here. What we got? Okay, so ho-oh. Well, you start with the clitoris, and you kind of want to work your way down from there. Now, vaginas are funny colors sometimes. So, this is going to be more of an interpretation. I've always seen them as kind of a purpley. You gotta get that purple. So there's ho-oh. There's the hood. See, clitorises are a lot like black guys in that they both wear hoods. And ho-oh is a vagina that's a prostitute. That's a comment on stuff. So you gotta have your bits, your folds and your wrinkles. It's a mess down there. It looks like Toothless Predator, and yet I'm compelled to go near them, which is why I'm not a homosexual. They didn't have gay at school, even though I was sure they were gonna try to indoctrinate me. They're a crafty people. You fucking just sitting there, and then you kind of bumming, and you weren't sure. It's like the way, if you do like a long drive that you do every day, Like, you can just blank out. Like, you just forget how you got to work even though you were driving a car, which is like a complicated thing that takes like a brain. That's like gay sex.
It just
Not
happens.
even, you just...
Run out.
Yeah, like, it's like we pull into your driveway and you're just like,
I'm home.
been bumming. Fucking bumming. But that's enough about the gays. They have enough attention. They get enough. So we got like, we got some... Gonna get some meaty out of folds here. I don't know about you, but you know... Vulva, ho-oh. You know, and it's... You gotta have like a giant pimp hat, because there's a lot of things going on here. And it's on a jaunty angle, as most pimps want to wear their hats. Mm-hmm. And we've got, you gotta have your leopard print. So we start off with a bit of yellow. There we go. That's the brim.
Oh,
that's the bit that keeps the whore tears from dripping down into your eyes. Because you gotta smack them. And we got little, little spots here. That's... Don't make my drawings go away. Please don't delete my contribution from reality, or I will have a fucking breakdown and probably shoot up Parliament. See, I didn't study music because I didn't have to. I'm just what's called naturally gifted in like music. I'm like Beethoven without like the queer hair. What was with that?
Beethoven.
Beethoven. Butthoven. Okay, and we're gonna go up to Phil. Phil's shit!
It's okay. We have the technology.
Fucking racist. That vexes me. That vexes me. Alright, come on, you can do it. Come on, Billy. No. Yeah, almost tricked me there. You fucking pimp vulva. And that is how you draw a leopard print on a vulva. So if you've learned nothing else today, and you haven't, because you've only watched one of these, and you will have therefore not learned anything else, because this is the only vector for education available in the world, there's going to be like a feather. And some ruffles. Some ruffles.
It's a good looking feather.
It's a good looking feather, yeah. It's, and that's a feather. And, I mean, coming down here. And we got some angry as fuck eyes on this vulva. Because this cunt's had enough.
Has it not been paid?
No. And ho-oh! Because it's both pimp and prostitute.
Right.
This is the evolved form. So, that's what makes pimping easy. This was the evolution. Pimping has been difficult for so long, because you have to deal with a stable of bitches.
Of course.
And, ever since, 1998, women have been thinking about, thoughts and how, reading was, a bad introduction, I think. Because now they have, ideas, and some of those ideas are a threat to the reptilian fundamental nuclear family, which was an imposition by aliens, but, much like the microwave, I don't think I could do without it. That'd be a little bit of a hassle. So, this counters just a lot of things. This counters a lot of things. See, this is... So, ho-oh is like a shrieking vulva that in no way represents personal issues I have. And it has kind of like these sort of like daddy long legs that just sort of burst out, and it can kind of, a little bit like the kind of fat guy's head from and it it skittles, it scutters about. Look at it, it's scuttering off in this direction, so it's like because it sees a potential buyer who might want to have sex with a giant furious spider vulva. And it's going, Ho-Oh. And, you know, so it's got these. It can fire pimp canes, but it's not doing so at the moment. And, you know, we want to get a decent representation of the streets that's on. So, you know, the streets are mean. They make a lot of fun of people. You know, that's why they're mean streets. You know, there's a bit of guttering. There's the gutter the wino's playing. Which is a lovely thing for a city to do, to build like a wino play area right in the gutter there. Because when you drink an awful lot, you're just going to wind up in that fucker anyway. So, you know, you may as well. And there's like a grate. And that's how you can tell it's a gutter. And nobody notices this as a really unusual thing. 'Cause this is the Pokemon world. You forget that. And there's like a street. There's a lamp. And the lamp is like, you know, it's the lamp. It's shining light. It's shining light down. And there's, you know, just get a little bit of that light. Get a little bit of that good old light coming in. And, you know, over here, there's like a person, there's a John, they call him. And he's, you know, he's got a bit of a comb over. We'll keep that there. It's like an old Ralph Wiggum. And, you know, he's not sure about this just yet. But he's got a bit of a gut, because he's a fat cunt. Because it's mostly fat, ugly cunts that go to the prostitute. And he just kind of keeps spilling out. So he's like one of those enormous fat cunts that's on, you know, like a scooter. So here he is in, like, basically his fat guy Dodgem car that lets him get around. And he's going after a bit of a cruise, but, you know, he's entitled to a sexuality of his own. And sometimes that can include ho-os, you see. And regular prostitutes won't touch him on account of the smell.
Of course.
That wafts away from the John. And so he's kind of stuck with just good old ho-oh here. And, you know, making love to a ho-oh is a lot different to making love to a regular penis-sized vagina. Because she'll actually, this thing will just eat you. It's basically a trap. And she's going to eat this fat stinking dude. And she'll take his wallet. And, you know, then she'll have more money for feathers and hats. And, you know, unlike Mr. Mime, people don't like these around the house. You do want to get a bug bomb. Because if you've got one small one, there's going to be larger ones.
Right.
And they will, if not eat your children, horrifyingly scar them for life. They will not be able to reproduce or function as regular members of society after having seen ho-oh. And, you know, it's shouting, as Pokemon are wont to do, ho! Like Hacksaw Jim Duggan, if Hacksaw Jim Duggan were a giant spider vagina that is a manifestation of all my hopes and dreams.
Of course.
And that's why ho-oh is probably one of the top 5 Pokemon. I think the ho-oh episode of the original series, I think, was really good. You know, Ash learned a lot. Misty hit puberty. Brock gained eyes. There's a lot. There's the mythology of ho-oh is important.
Okay.
I think to the overall arc of the characters and the Pokemon universe itself. And, you know, that's, well, see, now that is, that's a perplexing interpretation.
Ho-oh is a mythical bird Pokemon.
Oh, well, yeah, flaps. See, that's, you know, we're on a similar wavelength there. I'm on the wavelength next door. That's okay, you know, we don't all live in the same house. That's not the way art works. You know, I accept variant interpretations.
It's just wrong.
Yeah, well, it flaps its big meaty wings, and, you know, my ho-oh flaps its big meaty flange. And it goes like... And that's that's the sound it makes. It scuttles about.
Oh,
And
excellent.
yeah, and it is both pimp and prostitute, and it's gonna eat a fat, smelly Dalek man. And
That's hot.
Yeah, this is I think what I'm trying to get across with this series is really just you've got to understand how different art people are to like just you and me. And it's something you can't overstate it really, because metaphors is going to go right over the normals' heads. They don't understand the way things intersect and connect. The intersection, that's important, and you got to understand that, and that's why all the things that I interpret are fundamentally correct, and you're a fucking racist, you fucking scum.
Until next time.
Yeah, get some spider cunt up in you.